All right, everyone, welcome back to another episode of Infamous Clips. And today we are talking about serial killer and mob hitman Richard Kuklinski. Now, Richard Leonard Kuklinski was born on April 11th, 1935, and in 1988 he was sentenced to life in prison after being convicted of killing two members of his burglary gang and two other associates. In 2003, he received an additional 30-year sentence after confessing to the murder of a mob-connected police officer. He was given the nickname the Iceman by authorities after they discovered that he had frozen the body of one of his victims in an attempt to disguise the time of death. Among his associates, Kuklinski was known as the one-man army or the devil himself. Kuklinski was engaged in criminal activities for most of his adult life. He bought and sold stolen goods, ran a burglary and car theft ring, and was also linked to narcotics dealing, pornography, arms dealing, and money laundering. Prosecutors described him as someone who killed for profit. Eventually, he came to the attention of law enforcement when an investigation into his burglary gang linked him to several murders. An 18-month-long undercover operation led to his arrest in December of 1986. Kuklinski lived with his wife and children in the New Jersey suburb of Dumont. They knew him as a loving father and husband who provided for his family, but one who also had a violent temper and was physically abusive to his wife. His family stated that they were unaware of his crimes. After his murder convictions, Kuklinski gave interviews to writers, prosecutors, criminologists, and psychiatrists. He claimed to have murdered anywhere from 100 to 250 men, often in gruesome fashion. Most of these additional murders have not been corroborated. He also alleged that he worked as a hitman for the mafia and that he was a participant in several mafia killings, including the murders of mob bosses Paul Castellano and Carmine Galante, and Teamsters president Jimmy Hoffa. These claims are considered dubious by law enforcement and mob experts. He was the subject of three HBO documentaries which aired in 1992, 2001, and 2003. Two biographies, a 2012 feature film starring Michael Shannon and Winona Ryder. Now, when it comes to his credibility, all right, his reliability of Kuklinski's claims. Many of Kuklinski's admissions about his criminal life have not been corroborated and have long been met with skepticism. His claim to have committed hundreds of murders has been described as many times more than could ever be substantiated. Paul Smith, a member of the task force which arrested Kuklinski and later a supervisor of the organized crime division of the New Jersey Attorney General's office, said, "I checked every one of the murders Kuklinski said he committed, and not one was true." Another person said, "I don't believe he killed 200 people. I don't believe he killed 100 people. I'll go as high as 15, maybe." Kuklinski biographer Anthony Bruno described him as a part-time liar and acknowledged that many of his stories didn't pass the smell test. During one of their conversations, Bruno joked, "Richard, I have a feeling if I listen to you long enough, you'll tell me you shot President Lincoln." Kuklinski laughed and said, "Yeah, you're probably right." Mafia writer and journalist Jerry Capeci dismissed Kuklinski's claims that he killed Jimmy Hoffa, Carmine Galante, and Paul Castellano as mostly demented ramblings. He also said on the improbability of unknown mob assassin, he's never been linked to any of the slayings. Regardless, Kuklinski will go down as one of the most horrific murderers in American history. Kuklinski died on March 5th of 2006 while serving a life sentence.